There's a saying that goes, no matter how good you are at something, there's always gonna be an Asian out there who's doing it better than you are. Today, this Asian became the best at dick measuring contests because I just made the fastest dick measuring device right here. This can measure area, length, width, angle, yield, and size. I call this the best interval gauge with perfect position, or Big PP for short. This will prove once and for all that you're actually getting more dick per minute from a 4-inch than an 8-inch. I will let Professor Jimmy explain it to you guys.
We always get the question, does size matter? Here today, we're gonna solve for X, which is WAP. The formula for WAP is size times motion times average time per buck. Now, in order to solve for WAP, my dick is 4 inches. So 4 inches times 3 pumps per second times, let's say, for 10 minutes. I'm going for 10 minutes. That's 4 times 180 pumps per minute for 10 minutes. I'm giving her 7,200 inches of dick. Now, if we compare that with an 8-inch dick, let's say there's an 8-inch dick, and we all know big dicks are lazy. So 8 inches times 1 pump per second for 10 minutes, 8 times 60 pumps per minute for 10 minutes, that's 4,800 inches of dick. Now, if my math is right, I'm giving her 2,400 inches of more dick in 10 minutes. Now, why am I smaller but giving her this much more dick? And that is gonna give her a bigger WAP. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Real quick YouTube disclaimer. This is not what you think it is. This is not a self-pleasuring device. This is the mouth of a famous actress who have amazing range named Sasha Grey. And this is an educational video teaching people about AIs and robotic. So please do not flag my video. Thank you. This device has 2 buttons and 2 modes. This is the reset button and the other one is for measure. First mode, you can measure as many PP as you want. To start, just hold down the measure button every time you go in and release it every time you pull out. Let me demonstrate. 8 inches, perfectly precise. The other mode is of course measuring dicks per minute. All you have to do is hold down this green button and go at it. I will show you how the program works, but it's very complicated. Just know I'm using the most advanced machine learning and I'm gonna show you 2 examples. Over here you see the 4-inch killer and this is 8 inches. Before you start laughing at 4 inches, think about this for a second. Let's say you're walking down the street and you step onto a nail. The nail stabs straight into your foot, 4 inches deep. Do you tell the doctor that it's all the way in me, or do you tell him you could barely feel it? The doctor pulls out the nail and looks at the opening and says, "Whoa, it looks like you have a very big hole." Now, how does that make you feel? After the doctor bandages up your foot, he says, to prevent your foot from getting infected, you need to take a pill. It's about this big and 4 inches long. Are you gonna say, "Damn, why the fuck is that shit so big?" Or are you gonna say, "Do you have anything bigger?" Think about that next time you're out here sounding real stupid. What was I gonna say again? Oh yeah, measuring. Now, let me prove it with science that you're getting more dick per minute from the 4-inch than the 8-inch. In order to do this correctly, we gotta update Jimmy's old formula while using the scientific method. So, what we're gonna be doing is measuring stroke of 15 seconds and multiply that by time while accounting for stamina degradation using a modified version of Peter Regal's marathon timer predictor formula, which is M2 equals to M1 multiplied by the ratio of D2 to D1 multiplied by 1.07. If you don't get it, don't worry. It is AI and it's all built into here. Let's get started. As you can see, the 4-inch saw of Dunder finished at 2,579 inches. And the other guy nutted right after 168 inches. Because this guy identified as a nice guy. And as we all know, nice guys finish last. If you're finishing too fast while banging your girl, today's sponsor could help. Or you could screw your girlfriend as hard as Tesla screws their customers. When people say stand and deliver, they are talking about giving it to her doggy style. When the Terminator says, I'll be back, he means he's getting his and coming back to blow your ass out. This is the stuff that dreams are made out of. There's a saying, keep your friends close and your enemy closer. Let me tell you something. You cannot get any closer than having your dick up their ass. As an alpha male myself, I know exactly what the ladies want. They want to travel, take a and then take her to infinity and beyond. I just proved less is more. And it's no longer big dick or small dick. It is, do you want a long dick or do you want more dick? Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Numbers and genders are offensive. I do not identify as 3.7 inches. I identify as slightly above average. And I agree, I'm all about positivity. No problem. I will completely rewrite the AI software and turn it into something you identify with. Let me show you what I have. So when you first put it in, instead of showing 0.5 inches, it goes, yes, queen. Then when you keep going, the next one is the short king. Because we gotta keep the king and the queen together. Followed by big dick energy. Because, you know, the next one we have the Greek god. After that is the gold standard. To be honest, I'm between a Greek god and a gold standard myself. Now we have Jesus. Is that you? If you want to take your girl to see Jesus, links are in the description. After Jesus, we're getting into the danger zone. This one is called Chris Brown. Very self-explanatory. This one is what you go with if you choose violence. After Chris Brown is the Blessing of Africa. Also pretty straightforward. Lastly, we have the Boring Company. If you don't get it, let me show you. This is before the Boring Company comes, and this is right after the Boring Company comes. Now, the skeptics might think this device is fake, so let me show you how I made it. I started out by putting some pins in the Arduino board so I have something to connect to. I don't have enough correct wires, so I'm connecting them together with the jankiest wires I could find. After connecting the display and the sensor, everything seems to work fine. Right here, I'm testing the jankiest software my friend wrote. Realized the character length are way too long to display the measurements, so I have to correct that. I'm surprised how sensitive the sensor is. Right here, I have a problem with the device keep on resetting itself, and it took me way too long to realize that I need a pull-down resistor. I 3D printed a case for the display, but I'm terrible at 3D printing. You're gonna see a lot of the holes and stuff right here, I'm just cutting out manually. And these fuckers are so tough. I'm so surprised how hard these fucking things are to cut. It cost me $7 to take out these pins, but at least the display fits snug. And now I gotta take out these pins and replace them with wires. I was trying to save some space by taking out this jumper pin, but I end up burning the display without knowing. Didn't know where the USB hole is gonna come out until now, so right now I'm just doing plastic soldering. And now this trick is called air soldering. The trick to solder without any vise is to get one cable in there and then you use that one solder point to pull the rest of the board. Again, here's I'm marking where to solder the holes for the buttons. You don't really need an air filter. Breathing these stuff in are perfectly safe. If not, God gave you 2 lungs for a reason. So things are pretty much coming together. Here's the problem. The LCD and the sensor use the same pin, but I already soldered the LCD in, so I'm gonna solder the sensor pin right on top of the LCD pin. This is called stack soldering, very advanced. Like I said earlier, I fucked up the first display. So here is a masterclass on how to solder without flux. You just dump a bunch of solder onto it and then drag it across the pad. This was unexpected. I did not know they fit together so nicely. I don't even need to use any screw or tape, they just hold each other together. So here's me cutting the silicone for the first time. I was so shocked how resilient it is. Oh Sasha, you got me through many tough nights. I gave up cutting after a couple of minutes. Here's me air soldering the sensor, putting a little red on the Arduino board for the Chinese good luck. Here is my second attempt on cutting the silicone. I'm using a soldering iron to go to town on this bitch. As you can see, it's cutting through like butter. So here's the aftermath of everything, and this is what we have. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay, we are almost done. So I didn't want to carry around a portable battery, and I found these small keychain battery that will fit in the cylinder perfectly. The funny thing is, step 4 of their manual says do not disassemble. This is the final step. Got the battery in it, wired a small switch to turn it off and on, and printed a lid to close it back up. And most importantly, adding some red tape for good luck. We're almost done, but I need your help. Can someone please tell me, how do I get into the Guinness Book of World Records for the most dick ever measured under a minute in the comment section? I really want to do this. Anyways, thank you for watching, and always remember, I can only try to make you laugh, I can't make you happy. Peace.